This place was meant to be a nursing home where seniors could spend their final years in peace, yet the elders were fed leftovers and watery soup with no nutrition. Meanwhile, the staff enjoyed full meals with meat and fish. Only then did the undercover CEO realize the home she founded had become a money-making tool for these parasites. After her career took off, she had funded a nursing home in her hometown. She thought she was doing something good for local seniors, but that day someone carried in a corpse and accused her home of killing his father. He was so angry he even threatened to die with her. Although the crisis was resolved, she began to doubt what was happening inside the home. So she disguised herself as a caregiver and went in to investigate. On her first day, she saw the caregivers treating the elders kindly, and the elders' children seemed satisfied with the environment. So she assumed the man whose father died was just causing trouble, completely missing the elders' hesitant expressions. But once all the visiting families left and she pushed the elders back to their rooms, she found they were actually living in the basement. It smelled terrible and was filthy, not fit for human living. Yet she had just donated $2 million to build new dorms, so why were the elders living underground instead? The old woman didn't dare answer, but the old man beside her said the upstairs rooms were taken by the leadership's relatives. She couldn't believe it and asked if the directors weren't afraid of inspections. But the elders said when inspectors arrived, the directors dressed them up nicely and coached them in advance on what to say. She finally realized something was deeply wrong with the management, and what happened next shattered her even more. A paralyzed elder had soiled his bed. A caregiver threw him into his wheelchair without cleaning him, then forced dirty pants back onto him. She asked why his attitude was completely different from the morning. He replied that now the families were gone and no one had the patience to serve these old fossils. When the elder coughed twice, he slapped him without hesitation. She scolded him for treating elders like this, but he said if he didn't hit them, they wouldn't sit still. Just then the other elders who had met with their families returned. Under the caregivers yelling, they took off their nice clothes and handed them over, then changed into plain or even worn-out clothes. She finally realized even the new clothes were a disguise for the families, and those who behaved poorly in front of their families were scolded or cursed. The scene moved the other elders to tears. After the caregivers left, she asked why they didn't tell their children what was happening. They said getting in was easy, getting out was hard, and early discharge required huge penalties. They'd rather die there than burden their children. And others had complained before, but those who reported were the ones punished, because the director was the biggest monster behind everything. Over time, they all accepted their fate. She never imagined the home she founded would become the very source of their suffering. Near mealtime, she made another discovery. She saw elders pulling money out from under their pillows. The home even charged them for food, leaving her speechless with anger. Yet when she reached the cafeteria, the elders' meals were still leftovers and watery soup with no nutrition, while staff continued eating rich meals with meat and fish. Her annual $1 million food fund had gone straight into their pockets. Then an elder grumbled about the tiny portions and was immediately cursed out. He finally snapped and threw his tray on the floor. The supervisor saw it and walked straight over. He picked the dumplings off the floor, put them back on the tray, and ordered the elder to eat them. The elder turned away, refusing. The supervisor warned him that if he didn't eat now, he wouldn't get a bite later. Threatened, the elder trembled and prepared to obey. She couldn't watch any longer and stepped in. Seeing a newcomer challenge him, the supervisor ordered other caregivers to restrain her and force-feed her the spoiled dumplings. The elder couldn't bear to see the girl who defended him be humiliated, so he grabbed the tray and swallowed everything himself. She finally broke and secretly texted her assistant to launch a surprise inspection. The assistant got the message and rushed to gather a team. But just as they moved, the home received word that the inspection team was coming. They hurried to dump the leftovers and clean out the elders. But what shocked her was their idea of cleaning was spraying the elders with hoses like livestock. She tried to stop them but was shoved to the ground.